Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a rec review of Lord Snow. I reviewed this guy in the past and he's currently sitting around 1230, 1250. He actually told me he went on a loss streak, a one-day loss streak that took him from 1300 to 1100, and he said he's just using Georgians to break that loss streak and get back into the swing of things, which is fair enough. Breaking loss streaks is a lot about mental, more so than it is about actually like playing well. Usually just about like mental, because think of it logically. If you go on a loss streak, right, like you drop 200 elo points, what's more likely, that you actually got 200 elo points like worse over a day, or that you're just not in the right headspace, you're tilted, you're stressed? It's almost always to do with mentals. So it's good to just break that any way you can. My recommendation is just to take a little bit of a break, come back fresh and with a better attitude. Lord Snow took the approach of just picking Georgians on ladder and getting back that way. Whatever works for you is good. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this. Check out his gameplay. Go through the Dark Age. We'll do times the Dark Age just because I've already seen this guy before, and his Dark Ages are pretty clean. I don't understand why he's hitting the boards from so far out. You didn't do this in the last replay. You need to cut that bad habit out for sure. Only start hitting the board when it's like under your TC. None of this go out, walk out, and hit the board. That's horrible. You did that on both boards, and there's just extra walking time and inefficiency they want to cut out from the Dark Age. 100%. Like, not even a question about that. You gotta stop that. Stop in your tracks, bro. Do that again, I'm gonna stop you and give you a ticket. I'm like a police officer for efficiency. And now, what is this? 18? Just to rub it in your face, I would get 17 no loom. Look at you, 18 pop, and you have loom queued. Have some shame. You gotta clean up the efficiency. With all due respect, of course. Okay, so banter aside, let's see what happens in Feudal Age. But realistically speaking, you can probably get away with a bit greedier of a build with Georgians. Like 19 pop with loom is very slow for what you could achieve with Georgians. Just by doing things a little bit better. So I'm gonna go mule cart on this wood. Not a bad one. A bit awkward with that gap. I always hate those gaps in my wood line. But I guess it's your best option. It was between this wood line and this one here. And you're gonna go for 3 houses. I don't know why you would want 3 houses now. That's gonna delay your barracks. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You should be getting your barracks on the front. You're scouting him currently. You should be getting your barracks on the front and your stable. That would be much better. You're a bit late to that. Okay, so something is clearly wrong. You're doing things in a weird way. Like this 3 houses, that should just never be a thing. Like it's 1 house paleted wall. Or just don't wall right now. Like you don't need to wall right now. I would just go make my barracks and then a house and then a stable. Because now you delayed your barracks. The whole point with Georgians is you want to get like a really fast feudal going and start putting pressure on your opponent. But if you get a fast feudal and then you're late to the stable, it kind of defeats that purpose. So just please keep things simple. Don't do any weird stuff. Like I don't remember the last time I made 3 houses on the way up with Georgians. I've never done that in my entire life. So like you should not be doing that. Again, that's another bad habit. It might be because like you're tilted, or like due to this loss streak. I don't know. If you didn't tell me you were on a loss streak, I wouldn't have guessed that, to be fair. So I don't know. Maybe there's something there. But definitely don't do weird stuff like this. As much as possible, don't do weird stuff. It's more fun to do weird stuff in Imperial Age, by the way. Like when you get to a winning position, then you do something weird like bomber towers or Svan towers with Georgians. That's really fun. Okay, so I want to get you to that position. But if we do weird stuff in Feudal Age, some 3k elo player will watch the game, make fun of you, and it's gonna hurt your progress. So again, this is weird. Like 4 houses at the back. We shouldn't even be house walling right now, or walling in general. It should be on the back of our mind, not right now. We should be getting Bidax and Horse Collar first, right? Like this should be, you know this. Like I know this is basics for you, so I'm reminding you here in this replay, and I'm actually curious as to why you're doing this weird like house walling everything at the back. It's not that it's bad to do this, but you should do this over time, not like spamming down a bunch of houses right away. But okay, anyway, enough about ripping on the houses. Let's go ahead and see what else is popping here. Gonna send the scout back to go ahead and hit his scout. Okay, opponent's name is Forever Housed. Maybe we were, maybe we want the houses because his name is Forever Housed. Maybe we think that's enough. He's doing the same. He's actually 50. Maybe he's never housed. Interesting. So he's gonna go archers. I'm gonna go scouts. So this is another thing. A lot of people often they tell me, by the way, I get asked this a lot. Hera, I am X elo, I'm 200 elo, and when I play with my scouts and I attack my opponents, they're always fully walled. Unless there's an epidemic, and people are fully walling at like 200 elo at like 9 minutes, or 10 minutes they're fully walled every game, and you can't get in, fine, maybe that's true. But what I think happens is that you guys spend so much time lounging around like unemployed horseback riders. Okay, this is horrible. And now in this time, he's gonna get fully walled. So this is why I insist on playing fast, not fast like you're moving fast with your hands at APM, but play quick. Like you have your scouts in the field, they should be across the map right here, doing damage to your opponent. The more time you waste here, the less impactful your scout rush is. So now by the time you get there, he's gonna be completely ready. He's got 2 spears, walls, archers, everything he needs. So all of this is just it's really bad for what we're trying to achieve with the Georgians. The way you should think of it is, okay, let me punch fast, right off the bat, get some damage done, and then, then you can pull back and chill. Especially with Georgians, once your scouts are weak, then you can pull back and chill while they heal up, and you can play, strategic that way. And now, but you come here, it's too late. He's walled. Even if you came here, it's too late. He's walled here as well. You're gonna be hitting walls with your scouts, And this, I would consider this bad as well, like very bad. And now we're gonna get forging. Don't like that either. Committing into a play that's already dead. That's actually a good lesson. You should never commit to a play that's dead. The scouts aren't gonna get value, so going forging here doesn't make sense. Instead, I would see the 2 ranges and want to play skirms instead of forging here. You're gonna go for the full walls, okay, fair enough. Full walls are, I mean, they're okay, but I still think you might need the skirms. We'll see. I mean, those 5 scouts will beat those 4 archers. I can't believe your opponent is moving out the 4 archers. Holy, nice. That's a gift. Don't lose a single scout, eh? We can run back to low HPs. Oh, I think you tried there, but I think something went terribly wrong. Okay. And another 2. He's gifting. He's gifting. No. I've never turned down such a generous gift. 2 archers? That's 45 gold each. $90. He gave you $90 and you went away. You said, no, I'm good. Look, even the wolf can't resist. He tried his best. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, you might need the skirms or like a tower, because now your gold is going to be hard to take. This happens often, by the way, because we're late to farms. Now we have 22 farms. It's usually a bit too much. So now we're probably going to end up floating a lot of food. But actually, you have a good amount of scouts here. Do you have bloodlines? Oh, we have bloodlines and an attack. Oh, nice. Good cleanup. I give you really, really good credit for this, actually. So the forging and bloodlines, they were really good on defense. So instead of the scrims, you went for that. I didn't realize that's a really good move. Okay, that's good. So I take back what I said about forging. If your plan was to just defend with scouts, that's completely fine. At high level, they send 3 spears forward to the archers, so you can't do that. But in this case, it's perfectly fine to do that, and it's actually quite good. It's something I really recommend at most levels. You just go full scout to defend against archer play. You don't need the skirms half the time. So actually, yeah, Lord Snow, you're playing quite well right now. Going around. Oh, very nice engagement there. You can slow things down a little bit. Yeah, real time. Amazing engagement with the scouts. One thing I will add, though, is I think you should just get armor. If you're going to commit to the full scouts, just commit all the way. Just get armor and just be like an absolute titan in Feudal Age. Full upgrade scouts. Just an absolute savage and just win every fight. Okay, so listen, your opponent's going to get faster castle, but we're right behind them. And, like, it doesn't matter. A few seconds won't make a difference. You want to go for monaspa? Fair enough. So what I would do here is I'd keep massing scouts on the way up, so I can have enough units to defend my castle, because I want my castle here. And I think you might think the same way as me. Opponent is sending another wave? This is like zombies. It's just one wave after the next. Good job staying on defense. So you might think this is a bad play from Lord Snow, just staying on defense. He can't attack. His opponent's walled. Wow, okay, what's coming here? His opponent's walled, so staying on defense is correct here, for sure. Alright, so opponent is going for a crazy switch, by the way. We can clear this up. You see the 3 stable at the back switch. Holy. Dude, 1200 games are my favorite. Like, I love how crazy this can get. Okay, so 3 stable transition. We're down res collected, by the way, which is interesting, considering he didn't have double bid axe for so long. I wonder why that happened. I guess Malians do collect gold faster. My viewers don't like this castle. Neither do I. Oh, I don't like it. You know, even 8-year-old me doesn't like this castle. This doesn't look pretty. It looks claustrophobic. It blocks the gold. It is safe, but you have vision, so I would probably make it a bit further out. Delete the walls and make it a bit further out. But we're not going to split hairs over it. It's fine. It just doesn't look pretty. Double church right away. I don't like that, actually. You might think that's amazing, but I think that's actually not very good. I think one church is all you need to start. I would go 30C before church. Before second church, sorry. But that's fine. It's not the worst thing ever. Just to have the information out there. Maybe you guys watching can benefit from that. I've done a lot of testing with Georgian, and I'm fairly certain the 30C is better than the second church. And they cost roughly the same amount of wood, so it should be easy to squeeze in the extra TC. It gives way more value. Alright. The first church is really easy to justify, though, because it lets you make monks. So it's like, you know, it's basically a must. You just do it right away every single time. But okay, you're gonna go like Gavin to Monaspa. Very, very good choice. Like, perfect gameplay, to be honest. Like, this is exactly what I would do. And your opponent's gonna fight under your castle. That's not a good idea, buddy. Send him packing. Send him packing. Holy, 3 knights. You're chopping him up. He has no armor, that's why. Okay, so here's the thing. This game is so over right now. Georgian and Monaspa are completely and utterly broken. Like, they are so insane. They cost, you know how much they cost? 50 gold. An archer is 45 gold. And a Monaspa is 50 gold. I can't understand how that's even balanced. But yeah, it got nerfed recently, 5 HP, but it's still insane. Like, this unit's bonkers. So what you should do now is just add a 30C and look to play completely stable 3TC and just keep masking Monaspa. Never stop. Never stop. That's what you should do. It beats every unit. It even beats camels. Until heavy camo at least. But it beats camels until heavy camo for sure. Especially when you consider like the cost efficiency. Okay, we're gonna take this fight. Usually 1-2 monks is really good against camels as well. It's gonna help out quite a bit. Okay, the fight goes. Okay, we're late to drop extra TCs, but that's fine. Normally when you get raided, it's fine. We clean up the raid and then we start thinking what to do with our builds. It's okay. Yeah, nice. You're gonna already start moving on that, which is very good. Alright, so we clean that at the back. Let's see what your next step. So now I'm worried. Your opponent's picking up a very healthy build lead, by the way. He's on 3TC. This is why I don't like you delaying your 30C. There we go. Good. I would even go 4TC now. Because remember, with Cav Civ, you don't really care for fast temp. You care for a big eco. So I would even go 4TC. But even just 3TC on a lot of farms is good. Like this nice auto farm, very, very nice, very pretty. A lot of gaps here though. I don't know what happened. And we're picking up relics in the meantime. So this is quite good. Opponent's making a barracks and a monastery. Okay, I guess he wants to switch to pikemen. I don't know. In my mind, nothing beats Monaspa. So I think if we just keep amassing Monaspa, I think we win the game. That's my win condition here. With this balanced civ that Georgians is. Yeah, and just making villas, just booming away. Okay, we can fast forward then. Okay, and one thing I will add though is if you're camping like that, I would send 2-3 Monaspa and look to raid with them, because you never know what you'll find, or like whatever light cab you have left over, I'd use them to raid, just so you're not sitting around doing nothing. Castle at the back, defend the gold, not bad. Good late game castle as well. I would have done it over here just because it's more central, but that's fine. Opponent now gets another castle himself. Okay, or a first castle. Okay, massive Monaspa. And in this case, like, okay, so now this is a huge mistake. So camping now is a huge mistake. And I've caught you doing this on another wreck. So you have to break this bad habit. Camping with a few units is fine. But now you've made a conscious choice, which is the correct one, to continue making army, which delays your imp. This is fine. This is actually the correct choice. But you can't delay your imp for no reason. That army here is not doing anything. It's like what you did here is you hired 30 employees. This is how you think of it. You're running a small business. You hired 30 employees. And you told them to just sit there and do nothing. And they're just on their horses sitting, chilling. That, I would never let that fly. Never, ever let that fly. Okay? So, if you wouldn't do it in real life, you wouldn't do it in game. These 30 employees, they have to go do what they do best, which is kill every unit in the game. It's Monaspa, after all. This is like the most seasoned hitman on the planet. You get 30 hitmen, and you have them sitting around drinking coffee and tea. That's a good castle. Get them to use. And you know, you remind me a lot of myself, by the way. You like to play safe. You like to play safe. Now you defend yourself. You didn't know where your opponent's army is, so you want to play safe. My recommendation is you keep masking monaspa. You attack with your main army and you defend with reinforcements. That's what you should do. So maybe that method of making that work is gonna be the fix. And I have a Patreon video on that, by the way. I know you're a member of the Patreon. I have a video on that, how you attack with your main army and your reinforcements are the queue that you have. You know, whatever in your queue, the reinforcements, that's your defense. That's completely fine. We leave that on defense. Leave the gather point here. But defending with your main army is really bad because well, it's not bad in the sense that it's gonna lose you games, but it's not gonna win you games. And it's going to let your opponent get away with like things he should never get away with. Like, for example, he was way slower to mass army, and you kind of just gave him time. But all of this doesn't matter because monaspa is the most broken unit in the game. So literally, even now, if you just attack, you'd win the game so easily. These 13 pikes, 10 camels would get rolled by these 37 monaspa. But it's still fine. If you get imp monaspa and everything, they're going to be so strong. I'm actually excited to see how strong they're going to be. One thing I give you credit for, though, is you did a really good job getting your build count up. Like, you're actually at a very respectable build count now. So, which is good. Your economy is solid. Good church setup as well. I got that set up nice and early. Let me show you just how stupid strong this unit is. Like, 14 plus 6. Blast Furnace on the way. It's going to be 14 plus 8. 100 HP unit. Oh my god. The pikes will melt. They killed 0 units, by the way. Especially in a fight like this, because now you actually have a nice numbers advantage. So when you have a nice numbers advantage like this, it applies Blanchester's Law to like a crazy degree. So you end up just slaughtering armies. Like this is like very light work. And now you just roll your opponents. So really, this wreck was you winning the game, but it could have been done way easier. So my concern with you, Lord Snow, to be honest with you, is that I'm not actually doubting your ability to win games, nor am I doubting your skill set. What I see, you have good skill set, but I think you're throwing a lot of games, or you're giving your opponent too much grace in the mid game. That army camping, you do it way too often. That's your worst habit. Get that changed. Stop army camping, and you'll be doing so much work. Because here you have elite monaspa that are fully upgraded, so now they're obviously like very strong. But in Castle Age, they were still like really well upgraded, good massive monaspa. No reason not to use them. You would get similar results, and you'd be able to either win the game earlier, letting you fit more games in the same day, or you'd be able to prevent yourself from throwing games and giving your opponent a chance when they shouldn't have a chance. Yeah, this is just absolutely disgusting. Like, this unit, yeah, GG. This unit does not have any counter. He even tried heavy camo. He's missing Farimba and armor, to be fair, but I think the problem with heavy camo is that then Georgian player goes Halb. So it's really hard to counter Monaspa. I would say almost impossible. But yeah, this was just a quick video of just showing the sheer dominance of Georgians. But if you have to pinpoint one thing you did wrong, like again, this is your biggest problem, is this. This is like horrible to look at. So again, you continue making Monaspa. These 30, send them forward to attack. Send them right here. Start breaking the ranges, breaking the houses. He has 1-2 monks. Forget about it. Ignore it. Ignore the monks. 1-2 monks. It doesn't matter. If 25-30 Monaspa. That would do two things. It lets you get a forward castle, which I said is the best way to end games. Forward castle into fast imp, or into faster imp. And the second thing it does is it prevents your opponent from just making no army and going up to imp. Like right here. Can you tell me for a fact that you don't know your opponent is not just up to imp now with the castle right here in the center and setting up like 10 stable camel? Just for free? Like, how do you even know what he's doing? We don't know. And even he goes for a TC here. He's like, okay, I'll just make a TC. But that should never be allowed because you have so much Monaspa on the field. And even, like, you're going to get counterattacked. Because you have 2 castle reinforcement, 2 churches, 3 TCs, the counterattack is not going to kill you right away. You're going to have time to either send your army back or just defend with reinforcements, monks, and whatever else. Okay? So you have a lot of options here that we're not tapping into because we're staying on defense and your opponent is getting away with too much. So that is, in my opinion, the biggest takeaway for the video. But I hope some of my other advices are helpful, and I hope that you can have some better success on the rank ladder, be it with Georgians or anything else. I don't shame Civ pickers. I actually recommend one tricking. You can be mad at me in the comments of YouTube. I don't mind. I'm a big fan of one tricking. I recommend it, 1 or 2 tricking. Not necessarily the best civ in the game. Georgians are like one of the best, but it doesn't have to be Georgians. It could be Khmer, could be Chinese, could be any good civ that you enjoy, or even any bad civ. If you enjoy and you do well with it, no problem. One tricking will give you good performances over time and make you improve as a player much faster. And then later, when you're a 2K player, 2K5, 3K ELO player, you can start learning different civs. You learn them easier. Because if you're a 2K player and I say, okay, learn this other civ, you don't need to relearn the game. You just need to learn what the civ does. Whereas if you're a 1400 player, you're still, or like a 1200 player, the game is still hard to like maneuver and manage the basics, etc. So it's hard to learn new civs while you can't manage the basics at a high level. That's why I recommend one tricking. But anyways, that's a topic for another video. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Lord to know, best of luck out there. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you want exclusive guides and content, as well as a lot of other perks that are on there. If you guys want to improve at the game, both as a player or as a watcher, that's the way to go. Check that out, link in the description. And also check out my live stream on Twitch, link also in the description. We love to see new faces. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace. Much love. I actually really enjoyed doing these videos.